Hey everyone, welcome to Lovely J Podcast. It's me, Coco, and today I am going to be cooking a delicious spaghetti, traditional spaghetti, and we're going to chat about Diddy, that Diddy video. Let me get this spaghetti started. I'm using ground beef this time. I usually use turkey meat, but this time we're going to do some ground beef. Alright, so y'all, I saw that Diddy video and I was like, people think stuff like that don't happen in real life, right? And I'm talking about naive people don't believe that domestic violence to that extreme is real unless it's in a movie. Some people don't believe it. I've seen it firsthand like that. Where men were dragging women. But that video, he couldn't deny that. He could not deny what he done. It was there. He apologized about it. And I just wonder if they're going to bring up criminal charges on him. I feel like Diddy is pretty much... he's in trouble. But I don't think he's going down by himself. I think he will actually sing on others before he go down by himself. Because he's such a pretty boy. He's too pretty for that. He's too pretty for prison, jail. He's too pretty for it. Y'all, I'm getting my ingredients together here. That's horrible. Cassie should have got way more money than that. And that video is out now. Oh, I can't imagine how she feels. But yeah, it's so much that goes on behind the scenes of entertainment industries. Look, in this year alone, look how many people are being exposed for the wolves that they really are in entertainment and in music and acting. It's too much going on. So in a way, I'm glad God did move me. He moved me out of those areas those were areas that I wanted to start branching off into, but it just didn't happen. Once I got blacklisted, I couldn't go to those areas. I thank God for moving me from those areas. It is so hard to sit right here, and I don't know what it is, but it just recently started coming back. I gotta jump topic for a second. I'm having this chest pain sitting right here where I usually sit and cook. I'm having a chest pain. And I think it has to do with whatever was sprayed on my ceiling. It's pure white. If y'all know what this substance is, let me know. Somebody broke into my home Sunday while I was going to church, and it's taking my breath. And all I smell is it's a smell like paint, and it's a heavy scent. I smell it. They put something like paint in here, and it stinks so bad. And over here where I sit at usually to cook, I'm starting to have some chest pains because of it. So I hope to cook this really quick and get out off and over here, because it like cramps my chest up. It's not, I don't think it's a heart attack or anything. I think it's whatever chemical, whatever it is. I mean, you could tell the difference in my ceiling if you was to see. One part of my ceiling is brown, the other part of my ceiling is white. You can tell where they sprayed it. I smell it. All right, back on Diddy. Let me tell y'all something. This entertainment industry is so jacked up, okay? Let me just talk straight from the heart, from what I saw when I first jumped into it, and I was so eager to be amongst the big dogs, like the big names like Rick Ross, Triple C, and Missy Elliott, LL Cool J, all of them. I was so happy to be amongst all those people. You know, just to even have just to be part of a street promotion was, big for me back then. And that's what I was. I was part of these street promotions. But I found out that everybody isn't honest. Everybody does not live a straight life. And when I went into the industry, the first thing I learned was there was people who were sleeping their way to the top. And there were people who you wasn't going to work for them unless you did what they wanted you to do. And that was one of the reasons why I went to gospel. I was like, okay, so hip-hop is a little rougher than I want to live. It's not really my style to be, out there like that. And so I went to gospel thinking I was going to do better. Now, hip-hop ain't got nothing on gospel. Wait till they start bringing out these ministers for real, for real. When they start bringing out these pastors for real, you're going to say, dang, Diddy ain't got nothing on what's really going on behind gospel. Now, don't get me wrong. It's all bad. It's all bad. Ooh, that smell. It's so strong over here. I don't know. I'm trying to talk to y'all, and at the same time, this scent, every time I talk, it's like going into my, it's like taking my breath, kind of. I know I got to hurry up and cook. But I went into that gospel era, and I found out I'm not like, I'm different. I'm different. There was so many guys that was trying to get me to sleep with them in both areas. But I will say the nicest guys for me were in hip hop. The meanest guys for me were in gospel. It's a whole other world out there outside of your neighborhood that you live in. Your environment that you live in, it may even be bad. But it's a whole other world out here. When they say these elites are out here and these, what do you call it? These elites and just these gatekeepers and things. These gatekeepers are real people. Don't send your children out here to try to make a name for themselves. Let God make the name for you. Don't put your children out here mixing them up with people like Diddy just because he got a big name. You see how some of Diddy had his artists by the throat. He was promising them that they would be, have #1 songs, that they would be out here touring and making music. And some of these cats never even never got a chance to make the music for years. They just had to sit up under him and kiss his butt trying to get famous, trying to make a name for himself. It's real. Y'all, I'm looking for something right quick. I just had it. Now, Diddy, Cassie. I don't know why Cassie came out with that on Diddy, but I don't think she did it on her own. People will say she did. I don't think she did. I don't think she did that on her own. Not come out like that. Because Diddy, he got some pull now. He got some pull, but whoever's behind Cassie got more pull than Diddy does. And that's why they went after him. Somebody is behind her. We may never know who that somebody is. But it opened up the window for other artists, and other people who have been, sexually assaulted by Diddy. That man, like, what is he taking to? Some evil is just evil. And now he's trying to call himself brotherly love. And now I'm all for God can change people. Now he really can. But we're going to see that change. We're not going to just hear about it. We're going to see the change. And with him, there's nothing that I really... His eyes are still so cold. So cold, y'all. No woman should be treated the way Cassie was treated. We never know what someone is going through. So when someone is talking to us, we need to just be attentive and listen. We need to stop zoning out. See, these uppity societies have taught us to zone out on the real issues so that it can't get fixed. So they can continue bullying people like me, like Cassie. And you see, and I want y'all to see this. Rich people are being bullied by other rich people. What'd that tell you? That you can be rich or poor and it still happens to you. Nobody deserves to be beat on and scarred up because they believe a different way, or they choose no longer to be in a relationship, or they don't conform to what they don't want to do. It's disappointing. I always knew, though, the rap game had a lot of gay men in it. You can tell. You can look at them. Those men that are rapping now, they are sensitive. Some of them really making hood names for themselves and really doing things trying to prove their point, but then they still turn out gay because after they done killed all these people and end up in prison, they still end up with a man. And us poor little black women, especially us black women, we sitting back like, Lord, where's my man? Where's my man? Us single ladies are like, Lord, where's my man? When is my man coming? Because we can't even find a decent man because of all these people like Diddy. That power will soon pass. Power like that don't last long. Yeah, he had a long run, but you got to count it up in spirit years. In spirit years, that ain't nothing to God. It ain't nothing. He will expose them. Oh, this meat smells so good. Diddy chase that girl down, though. Ooh, and pulled her by her hair. And do you know that on TikTok, got the nerve to have black men laughing about that? That's what they want our black men to do. They want you to laugh about it. So again, we can downsize how big of a deal it really is. And just because it's on the internet and people are making fun of it, don't mean that it's a funny issue. It's a serious issue. It's a serious issue. Domestic violence, and some of the things that she had to do, like sleep with the other men to satisfy him. I never. It's heartbreaking. And it is truly sad because some of your mothers and fathers had to go through some of this, and they weren't even celebrities. They weren't even celebrities going through this. Just regular, everyday Americans are going through this same type of abuse because of somebody that's got some money and they can afford to get you blacklisted. Not only out of Hollywood, but they can get you blacklisted out of your own neighborhood. And people will, just like Diddy, will come in and beat on you. Will do the same thing like Diddy. did to Cassie. It's not just in Hollywood. It's not. Y'all know I'm grounding my beef right now. I really don't know what to say on the Diddy situation except for it's a work of evil. It's a work of evil. Epstein Island was a work of evil. These were kids that they were taking out, molesting and raping kids, children. And then these little prostitutes, they weren't really old enough to understand what they were getting themselves into. Didn't know. Didn't want to be there once they found out. But they were enslaved. They were captive. So many people right now don't want to be captive. That are. I hope that we get to see justice for Cassie and all the other women and men who are going through this type of narcissistic abuse. That's what Diddy is, a narcissist. And we have to say that for the men too, because the men were abused just as much emotionally, physically, and sexually, just like the women were. Nobody was safe around this guy. That's what it appears to look like. He wasn't a brother of love. And when I heard brother of love, when I heard himself calling himself that, I was like, that's cult talk. That's the language of someone who leads a cult. You know, when they lead cults, they want you to love on them, and they want you to realize that you're part of the brotherhood, you're part of the sisterhood, and if we work together, we're going to have this, we're going to have that, and anybody that's not part of our kingdom, our established, is an enemy. We must destroy them. And that's what Diddy did. He destroyed people's careers. He destroyed people's lives. He destroyed people's bodies. Tupac and Biggie, two of the greatest rappers still to this day. Tupac and Biggie. They didn't deserve what they went through. Yeah, they were thugs. But they, you know, it was just uncalled for. It was uncalled for. When I seen where this rap industry was heading in 2012 and 13, I knew then. I was like, I'm not going to be in this long. And I was praying for a way out of it. I enjoyed the excitement of getting everybody together, meeting everybody, watching everybody do their thing. But it was so dark behind the scenes. So dark. And for me, what really did it too was people were actually happy to be dark and in these dark environments. They were happy to be part of rapes and, you know, the sexual assaults. That's why a lot of them didn't speak up about it. In their mind, they thought this is the way. This is the way that I can grow and build up and become famous. Or they felt like they was famous, you know, sleeping with somebody. There's a lot of Epsteins out here. A lot of Diddys out here. It's a matter of time before. But wait a minute. Did y'all see T.D. Jakes speaking on it? He said all he could think about was his daughters. It took you this long to only think about your daughters when you actually physically seen it? It took him that long to start thinking about his daughters. He know what he was doing. He knows exactly what he was doing. Oh, let's see here. I need to get something. Yeah, he knew what he was doing. He know he's supposedly, allegedly be part of that mess too. I don't know if he is or not. I know that I remember when I saw that picture of him and Diddy come out, I was like, what is he doing? Why? Why is Jake's with Diddy? Then I remembered something the old lady told me, who was trying to teach me the ropes and get me put in on a lot of that stuff. But when she found out I wasn't that type of party girl, that's when she put my name down too. And she was not in hip hop. She was in gospel. But she ran closely with hip hop. She had close ties with hip hop. Okay, what am I looking for? I'm looking for my noodles. Need my noodles. So this meat is done. If I could tell y'all something today that I feel may help somebody, because when I talk about subjects like this, I'm not talking about it to be part of the gossip. I'm talking about it because people need to be healed. They need to be delivered and set free from these type of sexual demons. That's a demon running in that man. You can look in that man's eyes. You can look in Jake's eyes, and you can tell they all scared up because they don't know who's going to talk on each other. They already making their own way of escape. Not a godly way of escape, but they making their own way of escape. I forgot that thought I was going to say. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. If I could just tell y'all something to help somebody out here, I would say this. When you're going out here to these places and you are trying to get put on, as they call it, put me on. Because I had guys who wanted to be put on so bad back in the days, not too long ago. They was willing to do anything that I would have wanted. You know, if I would have been that type of person and would have wanted them to do some sexually things to me, they would have been willing to do it. To get put on. Uh-oh. I think I hear my son out there. Oh, yeah. This here is going to be good. It's going to be delicious. Yeah. Okay. All right, yeah. What? You had to go to Dollar General? Oh, I'm on my podcast, just so you know. Oh, okay. Well, I should be done in a little bit. I'll give you a call. Huh? Is it? That's good. What? What'd you hit for? 100? Oh, that's not bad. What? Wow. Oh, let me put a song on. Y'all, give me a second. Give me a second.
at the stars tonight, and I see amazing. I look at the sun in the morning, Lord, and I see amazing. I look at a baby smile, and I see amazing. Look at the world today, share your amazing God. You're amazing God.
Hey y'all, I'm back. That song was so beautiful, wasn't it? It was so beautiful. I gotta stop this. Y'all wait. Okay, there it goes. That song was so beautiful. Amazing God. And that's why I don't mind speaking my truth, because God is truly amazing. And this is why we need more people who are bold for Christ and bold for, really fighting against domestic violence for women and men. Because now we're in a time and a season where it's not just about the women anymore. Our men are getting molested. Our men are getting sexually assaulted just so they can prove to others that they are men. And getting into these industries just so that you can make more money or feed your family, it's not worth it. Because if you got all this money but your mind ain't right, what good is that? Look what happened to Epstein. And if you got all this money and all these people are in behind you, there's no rest for the wicked. The wicked can't rest. All they do is going to wander and wander around, and they're going to continue to wreak havoc on anybody that they come in contact with, continue to project themselves on the others. Just like Diddy. Diddy probably started out sounding like he was going to take care of Usher, take care of Justin Bieber. I look at Justin, and I like, really, between Justin and Usher, they had to grow up in this. Their parents just gave them away. They were like, here, take them. You raise them. And he did. And although they were successful and they profited, they gave away their soul to this man. They gave themselves away. And to this day, they still trying to recover. And I'll tell you something else that I'm seeing that's going on in the elite world. In the elite world now, it's been going on, but now it's like more broader than ever. Now you got them that are saying that they are Christians and that they believe in God, and they are so far from God. And I found out that if you say that you believe in God and that you love the Lord, I found out you can get away with a lot. You can get away with a lot of crimes just by saying you love the Lord, depending on who you are, though. You can get away with it. You can get away with putting others down. You can get away with how you talk and how you treat each other. You can get away with the grooming. Because nobody's coming for you as long as you are putting God in front of it. There's a part in the Bible where he said, for his name's sake, you'll be persecuted, but also for his name's sake, because everybody knows that's a big name. And if they think you got any ties to Jesus, they know, they probably figure like, hey, yeah, that's an honest person right there, cause they praying. Come on, y'all. They praying. That person's honest. We can trust this person. And you let your guard down. Don't be taking your kids up in these industries like that, hoping they can bring the family through and pull the family through. Try to be with people of good character, noble character. I'm not ashamed to say I did leave gospel. No, I didn't leave gospel. Ooh, no. I didn't leave gospel. I'm not ashamed to say I did leave gospel artists behind. And a lot of them were preachers and apostles and bishops. I had no problem distancing myself from them because they wanted everybody to believe, because they could speak in tongues and holler the name Jesus, that they were rightfully righteous. And they wasn't. They were far away from it. I was having these big time people in my inboxes and calling me on the phone, and they were telling me how they were willing to pay for what they want. And I just thank God for having a pure mind, because if I would have been one of the weak ones and really trying to like get these awards, get this money, if I would have really been like that instead of really chasing people for God, trying to draw people to God, if I had been really like that, just think about it, just accepting that money, it's not clean money. The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous, but it don't tell you to go out there and get it like that. There's a way that God will deliver the wicked's money to your hands. And that's not it. That's not it right there. So I was glad that I just went on, and I ended up having to block so many people. I was getting sexually assaulted, and I was getting harassed. I was getting sexually harassed. This is real. As a gospel radio announcer, the whole time I was in hip hop, I didn't get sexually harassed. I didn't get that. Now, some people did, but it didn't happen to me. So I can't tell that story. But the story I can tell, when I came to the gospel side, I got sexually harassed. And it was so bad to the point I stopped doing radio shows. I stopped showing up for shows on time. And a little bit still is lingering in me now that, it's like every time that I start getting really good at what I do, it's this part of me that pulls back and wants to hide. I go into hiding my gifts and talents because they attract people with demonic minds. They attract people with these sex and lust demons, and I don't like it. I don't like it. And that's why it's hard for me to do shows when I think about that. I had no idea it was so bad over here. Because, see, when I was singing gospel on the road, we were just singing on the road. We wasn't stopping to chat with nobody. We weren't getting to know nobody. We would sing, get our little dues, or go get our little luncheon or refreshments, and we get on back to the house. We didn't stop at hotels and people's houses or go to their cars with them while at shows or at programs. We didn't do that. We were real, wait a minute, hold up. We were singing the gospel. I ain't gonna say we were really saved like that. At least I know. I can't speak for nobody else. I can't say that I was truly saved until 2013. I know I was baptized when I was 12, but I can't say that I really had the Holy Spirit down in me that I knew of until 2013. That's when my life changed. But when we would go, even before then, when we go, we didn't carry ourselves in a way that was like some of the women we see today in gospel music. And I know we're talking about Diddy, and it jumps over here to the gospel side, but it works hand in hand, because I'm going to tell y'all something. What I learned while on the road is that some of the same producers and CEOs and high presidents and executives in gospel is the same ones that work in hip hop, R&B, country. It's one big family of music industry. It's an industry. These people switch out, in and out all the time. And that's why it's hard to keep track of who's doing what, too, by the way. Because of the switches can be sudden. You may be with somebody on just for a single. And next thing you know, when that single is done, you go about you get your pay, you go about your business. And then you might go to gospel, or you might go to country. I've been country, hip hop, R&B, and gospel. I've been and I started to go into some bluegrass, and then I was like, hold up, that's too much for me right there. So I didn't go into the bluegrass because I didn't know much about it, but I still may study on it and learn about it. But what I'm saying is, your switch is so sudden in these industries that it can happen to you, and next thing you know, you just go on like normal because it becomes normal. I would see women and men you could just tell the ones you could tell the ones that had relations from the ones who didn't. You could really tell. A lot of childish behavior in that. Yo, I've got to get a pan and cook this bread. So we're going to have to hold that chat for just a second. Okay, I'm back over here. Yup. But on the up and up, it's a big industry. You're not guaranteed to be with who you with today, tomorrow. It flip-flops, and that's how people get lost in the transactions. That's how people be like, what just happened? You could be got sexually assaulted, and because you get switched out from that person to somebody else, you be like, what just happened? I was just with the head man, and now it's like I'm starting back over again from scratch. Yeah, because you are starting back over from scratch. Who you want to be and who you think you are doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when you're in an industry that big. I'm not gonna say I was squeaky clean a lot of times because I did have my picks. That's how I can talk about it. I had my picks. I could go to any town I went to. I was not gonna be alone. I never had to worry about being alone on the road. There was some that was sneakier than others. 2017 was like the stop for me. Because when I got sexually assaulted in 2017, I was like, you know what? I'm done with gospel. I almost gave up on gospel altogether. And then I had to remember, if I really go back and do what's right, I won't have to worry about that. Then I won't get caught in these corners like that. Y'all, that's the spaghetti cooking that you hear. I got caught slipping. Messed around, got sexually assaulted. It's on my Facebook. Put my name in and then put sexually assaulted. Jamie Boughton, and then put sexually assaulted by my name. You'll see where I tell the story about it. 2017. And what was I doing? I was out at a gospel program and sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get this food going. I was out at this gospel program. And I was at the hotel. I was supposed to meet a friend of mine, a gentleman that, that I had relations with. And I thought I was safe. I didn't know I was being set up. I thought I was safe. I'm waiting on this guy. This guy kept saying, I'll be there in a little bit. The guy never really came. Until after I had been assaulted. In my mind, I still think to this day that guy sold me off to that man. I really do. Because there's no way. Because at the same time, let me see how I can get this. And this is relevant in the situation of Diddy and Cassie, because it shows how easy and vulnerable we really are. When we think we know it all, we don't know it all. These guys groom women like me and Cassie and promise us the world, and really all they give us is to their friends. Oh, these are cheese garlic sticks. They look good. I'll be back on top of it in just a second. Let me get these in because it's like... Let me get this bread in the oven. Do I got room to put all of these? No, not gonna happen. I'd say cook these. I haven't never cooked this kind. 5 to 8 minutes. 6 slices. On what temperature? 425. I think this spaghetti's making a little noise, isn't it? Okay, I'm back. What I gotta do? What I gotta do? What's next? What's next? What's next? Give me a second, y'all. Told y'all that smell is like taking my breath. Wish I knew where they put it. Okay. I gotta put my sauce in. Okay. This is good. I need this jar. No, better leave it alone. Ragu spaghetti sauce. I like it. Some people don't. Okay. Okay, so I'm back. So how does this thing fit with Diddy? What I'm saying, how does this gospel thing fit with Diddy? Because they make bets on women. Bets are made on women. Especially when a newcomer comes, they bet to see who can get this woman first. I was a bet. It just so happened the guy really fell for me, though. He fell for me, and at the same time, he set me up. I got sexually assaulted. It was March, I think, 2017, and I was waiting on him to come to the hotel like he always does. I was waiting on him, and this time I felt strange because I was like, what the world? And then I was like, this girl keep watching me, and then I realized one of the girls was like one of the singers that I knew, and I was like, what? I know her, and the guy I was waiting on, he actually, he's a musician. He plays for a group. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe he just trying to hide and don't want her to know that he's here. Mind you, he's supposed to be single. See, I got caught up in it, y'all. I got caught up in it bad. I got caught up. While I'm waiting on him, I decide that I'm going to go outside to the car. And it was something I was doing in my car. I'm not sure what. But I had to go to the car and I got grabbed. Next thing I know, the girl that sings in that group, she walks by. She looks at me with a little nasty look, and I get grabbed, and there's a room next to my room. The room is next to my room. The man grabs me, pulls me in there, and I'm saying, no, don't do this. You don't want to do this. You don't want to get yourself in any trouble. I don't have a say to it, what he's doing. He pulls me in there, and he starts doing these things. He starts taking my hand. I mean, this man is strong, because this man, when he pulled me in that room, he pulled me by my neck. He came up from behind me and pulled me by my neck. And he was strong. This man, the only way he let me go, I started screaming Jesus out loud. I could tell you a lot of things that went on in between that time that I'm screaming Jesus, but I'm going to spare details on that until one day it's just a day that I'm going to be talking specifically about that. But for the sake of this podcast, I don't want you to get caught up on that. But I'm using me as an example to show you and to tell you how women become traps. We become baited and trapped. And these single men out here become the bait. And some of them that we think are single, they really aren't single. They just have to play that role. They got to play that role. Now, surely that thing broke my heart on the inside. Because I was like, no, this couldn't have happened to me. I was scared out my mind. And how about I called that dude? And I said, look, I just got sexually assaulted at this hotel you told me to come to. And this dude was like, he didn't return my calls. I was just leaving messages everywhere. He didn't return my call. When he finally does get back up with me, it's nighttime. It's nighttime when he finally gets back up with me. And he says, I didn't know. What? I mean, he played dumb like he didn't know nothing. What am I saying? What I'm saying is, it's other Diddys out here. And they all work the same way. And black women especially. I say this all the time. Because black women are the ones that they mainly go for. Because they know a white man don't care nothing about a black woman like that. A white woman don't care about black women like that. And a black man don't care about black women like that. Some. And because the statistics is higher that they don't care about us, is why they attack us. Because they know they can get away with it. That's why. We are some of the strongest women on this planet. And at the same time, we are some of the most vulnerable women on this planet. We are. We are the strongest and we are the most vulnerable. Because nobody looks out for us. That's why I can rejoice that Cassie, came forward. I don't care how she came forward. I'm just glad she came forward so that people can see that this is a sickness out here that's among us. That is demonic. It's demonic. When I found out that I was a bet, I wish I had the text messages, the phone calls. I wish, I didn't record anything. The text messages, I didn't, I wish I would have had all that. When that guy finally broke down, because see, the guy ended up really liking me. Okay? I'm telling y'all something. This guy ended up really liking me. Because I turned out not to be the kind of woman that he thought I was. And he ended up telling me that I was a bet that he won from another singer. Him and another singer and another guy, they betted on me. Who would sleep with me first? I said, well, how much did you bet? $1. That's how much black women are worth to some of these no good men. $1. Bet it on me, $1. Not $20, not $10, but $1. Saw no value in the black woman that was trying to come up, that was trying to be good to him. Saw no value in me. $1. I cried over that thing. And that's when I said, I'm going to get him back. I said, I'm going to get him back for what he did to me, how he set me up. I was set up. And to this day, I will continue to say I was set up. I was set up. Women were involved and men. And that's the moment when I decided that if I'm going to be going to these gospel concerts, you got to watch it, ladies. These gospel concerts, I decided that I'm keeping my legs closed. I ain't trying to meet nobody. I'm trying to go and see the Lord for real. Because after that experience, I wasn't the same about going to concerts and programs where people say this is for God or this is a benefit for such and such a person. I'm pretty sure people saw how I changed after it happened to me, the sexual assault. I tried to be strong and be like, well, I'm going to continue to go. I'm just going to get some protection to take with me. Nope. Well, I can certainly tell you how the end turned out. The end turned out, and I got to go check on this bread because it said 5 to 8 minutes. The end turned out like this. One of the guys is dead. He's dead, so he can never tell a story, but the inbox can. And see what ended up happening, and I got to tell you real quick before it's time to get off of here. Let me go check this bread. I know, y'all. I know this ain't juicy. This is real life. And real life situations and stories can sometimes sound juicy, although this is real, what happened. But let me go check this bread. Got to. Got to check this bread. I don't want to overcook it. Ooh. That is perfect. Ow, ow. Do me, baby. Oh. When this bread said it don't take but 5 minutes, it was not mine. Ooh. Sorry. Ouch. It was not mine. And it's so hot. I gotta put the next setting in. And then by then I'm gonna be forgot what I was saying, but oh my goodness. This pan is hot. Let me go back over here. Okay, I'm back. I was saying that one of the guys is dead, and the other ones, they're still alive, still doing the same thing. And it's just, I forgot what I was going to add to it. I done got hot up in here. My spaghetti done though. Okay. One of the guys is dead. And this is what ended up happening. I got it now. What ended up happening was one guy sung on the other guy. And then the other guy sung on the other guy. And all I had to do was sit back and be quiet. Because the guy that ended up really liking me turned out to be both of them. Both of them ended up really liking me. And so they got jealous of one another. And they began to talk because it was like, yeah, they would come up to me and speak in public. And, you know, they would even sit with me at times. And it would make the other one jealous. And so they finally started talking on each other. And that's how I found out that I was a bet. And this is how I'm telling you ladies now, and you gentlemen, be careful out here. There are so many more closet Diddies out here. Diddy didn't expect to get caught. There's so many of them. What you think can't happen to you, it can happen to you. And I'm going to just take that for what it's worth. And I may do a story time on adult stories with Coco, because that is one of the adult stories right there. Like, I still have the inboxes. I may read some of the inboxes from this guy, the one that's deceased. He's deceased now. If I can find some of the things he was telling me that's still in there, because sometimes we would delete stuff, I'll read it. But if I can't find it, I'm just going, well, you know what? I'm going to leave well enough alone. I'll tell the story about how the bed and everything, and I'll get the download on everything that happened, you know, everything that you need to know, I will tell on adult stories. I'm not going to tell it on this podcast. You got to come to adult stories and be part of the super club, the supporter club. Be part of the supporter club, and you'll definitely get to hear some good stories. When I see people start supporting that supporter club, I will come out with everything. I'm giving you only small circles of it, and you can only lead to your imagination right here. But if you get on that supporter club, once I start saying I got people signing up for the supporter club, I will start telling what needs to be told. Oh, let me set my timer. I will start telling, you know, more in detail, because then I can be explicit and I don't have to worry about the podcast going out to others, because it needs to be an explicit podcast. Because just like Cassie, I had some incidents that were not, and I mean, these incidents I have never told anybody, but I just feel like now that this is coming out like that, I feel I've always felt brave enough to speak my truth. I just never found the reason to speak my truth. And I never found people that would really listen to it, because you know how it is. They try to victimize us black women and say, well, you deserved it. You dressed provocative. You know, you were teasing him. You shouldn't have been teasing him. Then he wouldn't have came on to you like that. And I could tell so much more on this, but it needs to be explicit. Okay, y'all. Peace, love, and happiness. I'm finna go have a great supper with my family. My girls are coming in a little bit. My granddaughters. We're gonna have spaghetti and some garlic toast. I wanted some corn so bad, but who feel like cooking corn? I don't. I'm like one skillet and done. That's the type of cooking I be doing, unless it's the holidays. But I am through with this dinner, and it's time for me to go enjoy myself. So y'all have a great evening.